Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about MySQL database connectivity in Python. Means how to access database created in MySQL through Python programs. Here, database connectivity is important in all database applications that we need to understand. In database applications, we have data that we want to access using our Python code. Here we will see how to access MySQL databases using Python code. And that is what the objective of this session. Before we start, we must understand the software required for doing this activity. We need a Python, then we need a MySQL server and Workbench. So here the link or the software required is given for MySQL server and for MySQL Workbench. While installing MySQL server and Workbench, we may get error. So install following dependencies before installing or before starting installation. That dependency is Microsoft Visual C++ redistributable latest supported downloads. Now I have already done these installations, so I'm directly going for the demo. If you need to know how to install these softwares, go through the following videos. That means in my previous videos I have already given you idea of installation and setting of environment variable and then MySQL server and Workbench installations. So as I have already shown these installations through videos and also I have my system with these installations, I'm directly going for the demo. So what steps we need? After installing the MySQL database, we are going to open command prompt. So that's the command prompt that I have shown, and then after opening command prompt, we are going to go to the location of pip folder in this way. So now I'm going to open a command prompt. So run and cmd. I opened run, and in that cmd the command prompt is now in front of me. Now in this command prompt I'm going to the location of the pip folder. So for that purpose I'm opening file explorer. In file explorer I'm going in C drive, then users. Let me show you the things. Users, then the admin, then app data. So you can't see here app data, so you need to type in address bar as app data. Just enter, it will open app data, then go to local. See here local I have given, then programs. So just press P and find out the program. So here it is the programs. Then in program Python 37 Python, then in Python 3732 the type the folder, and then scripts. So here is the scripts folder. So this complete address we have to copy. So I am clicking right, copy, going on my command prompt, and then right click. Copy it and it will change the current directory. Now my current directory is scripts. So now I am at the location of the pip folder on my command prompt. Right. Now the next step, go to the location of the pip in command cmd. So that is what we did. So this step is already covered and now we are at this step. So what to do now here? We need to download and install MySQL connector. That means to do the SQL connectivity, we need MySQL connector. How to do this? By using a command pip install MySQL connector Python, we are going to install MySQL connector. Let's open the command prompt. Let me arrange it. So pip install MySQL connector Python. Now see the message carefully. the requirement already satisfied. It means that I have already installed MySQL connector Python. As it is already available, that is what message I'm getting. If in your system it is not available, you will get the installation steps, and finally you will get message as it is installed. Now test MySQL connector means that to check if the installation was successful or not, or you have already installed MySQL connector. Go to your idle, that is Python idle, and run the given below code. So this is what we are going to run on Python idle. So what we are going to do, we are going to open a Python shell, that is idle, and then we are going to type this command. If we are not getting any error like this, it means it is installed. If we are getting any error, that means it is not installed. So how do you open this? Just click on start, then type here Python, then it will show you the Python idle. Okay, so just open this Python, then type here import MySQL dot connector. So if it gives me any error, that means it is not installed. If no error, that means it is installed. So as no error, that means MySQL.connector package is available and now it is imported. Is this clear? So let's close this and let's proceed. Proceed means what? We are going to create a database in MySQL server, and then we are going to create a table. We are going to access that table for inserting the data into that table, and then we are going to display the data or access the data from that table by using Python program. So before opening or launching MySQL Workbench, let's start the MySQL server. We have installed the MySQL server. However, we have to start the MySQL server service. How to do this? Very simple. Right click on taskbar, then click on the task manager, go to the services tab, look for MySQL 81 service, and then if that service is stopped, then right click and select start. Now that every step I'm going to show you. So how to do this? See, very simple. So here what I'm going to do, right click, see here task manager. So this is the taskbar basically. Okay, so here I am clicking right, then task manager, that's the task manager for you. Then in that task manager, see here different tabs are given, that is processes, performance, app history, startup, users, details, and services. So we have to go into the services. In these services we have to search for MySQL service. So how to quickly search it? Just press M key on the keyboard and find out MySQL 81. So see, this is MySQL 81. The current status is stopped. So just right click on this and click on start. Now it will show starting. It will take some time to start this service. Till that we will do other activities. What other activities? Let's see. Now see, it has changed the status as running. So the MySQL service has started. Now open or launch MySQL Workbench. Now we are going to open a MySQL Workbench. So how to do this? Very simple. Press start button and type MySQL. It has given us MySQL Workbench. So click on this. It will take some time to start the MySQL Workbench. Till that, let's see the next step. Next step, when we will get the MySQL Workbench open, we will get this dashboard. Existing connections are shown when you click the MySQL connection. That means when we will see this. Okay. no connection exists for the first time user. That means when you have just installed MySQL Workbench but haven't created any database, in that case you will create blank, nothing will be there, and you need to create a new connection. So here what we are going to do, we are going to open a MySQL Workbench and we are going to create a new connection. We are going to create a new connection. Okay, so we will click on what? We will click on this MySQL connection and then we will set up a new MySQL connection. Here we need to specify the connection name. That is what we are going to specify. Then while designing this video, I have created many connections and I have given name to one connection as connection 5. So same I am going to use here. There is no any logic in giving connection name. You can give any name. I am going to use as mycon5. Alright. Then we are going to keep the remaining thing as it is. Okay, I have already shown in previous video how to set up the new connections and that. Okay, so I will not waste more time on this. So provide connection name here, then I'm specifying mycon5, then click on the test connections and then continue anyway. So here we will click on test connection, then continue anyway. So this is the first activity, then this is the second activity, and then we will click on OK. So once this is, let's say, click on OK, and then finally here click on OK. So that is what the step that we are going to do. Okay, so let me show you that step one by one. Fine. Now the MySQL Workbench is opened, so we will click on this plus, that is open MySQL connection, and I'm giving here name as mycon5. Everything is as it is. I say test connection. Okay, so it is asking me the password for root. Okay, so root password is 1234. So I said okay. So it is asking me connection warning. I said continue anyway. Then I said okay, successfully made the SQL connection. Okay, and then finally okay. So the steps I have now given you. So this is my SQL 5 connection. This is what the window that we are going to get after clicking MySQL Con 5. Here what we are going to do, we are going to click on the schemas. When we will click on the schemas, we will get these all schemas which are already created in the database. Now instead of using the existing databases, I will show you to create a new schema and then create table in that new schema. Okay, so let's proceed for this. So to access database with Python code, let's type the following code. So this is what I am delaying little bit. I'm going to show you how to create the new database. Okay, 1 2 3 start. So here see, it is showing create a new schema in the connected server. So I am clicking on this, I'm typing here db1. Okay, and I'm just clicking here apply. It is asking me create schema db1. I said apply. It is showing me that the script was successfully applied and it is created. You can see here db1. I said finish. Okay, and that's it. So db1 is created and this is the query one with respect to db1. Okay, so in db1 we are going to create a new table, and that new table we are going to create with the help of SQL commands through Python. That is what is the most important thing that we are going to do. We have created the database and now we are going to create a table. Okay, so let's type this code, import MySQL connector, that everything I'm going to type, and here see what we need to use. We need to import first MySQL connector, that is what we have already installed. Then creating connection object, that is MyDB, you can create as mycon. For this we need to call a MySQL.connector.connect method. In that we have to pass the host as localhost, user as the username that we have used at the time of creating the database, right? And the password, so the password that we have given at the time of installation of MySQL database. Okay, so the printing the connection object, that means here we are going to print the connection string. Okay, so this is the normal variable, the username password that we have used at the time of installation of Workbench. The username is usually root and password that we set, right? So we are going to do everything and we are going to save this as a file db1.py, and then we are going to open a command prompt and go to the location of db1.py. What we are going to do, we are going to create a db demo folder, and in that we are going to save this db1.py file. Here I have shown in Python db demo folder, we have the db1.py file. Okay, then demo is the name of the folder, that is what I'm saying, and having the file as db1.py. So let's run the code using Python command as python db1.py. Here I'm just showing you the things. Okay, so in the folder that is current directory is db demo, then in that using MySQL databases. So as I have created the few databases, I will access one of them. That is what I'm accessing, and then I'm going to add this code as cursor is equal to mydb.cursor. So cursor is the variable, that is what we have created by using a cursor method, which is going to point to the start of the record that we have got. Okay, so first we are going to run show databases query. So for that purpose we need to use an execute command. So execute show databases, and now that everything will be in cursor variable object. Okay, so we will print all the databases that we have in our database. Okay, MySQL database. Okay, so append code to our db1 file that we are going to create and execute the code. Okay, so let's open the notepad. And let's type the code that we are going to use. Okay, so we will begin with writing, importing all the necessary things. So that is import MySQL dot connector. Then we are going to write, then we are going to create a connection object. So connection object, we are going to use my db, that is equal to MySQL dot connector dot connect. So this is what the method that we are going to use for creating the my connection, and here we need to specify some things as host. So I'm typing here host, host is equal to localhost, so that is going to remain as it is. Okay, so no change will be there. Okay, so host is equal to localhost. Okay, then comma, then after that we need user, so user as root, then comma, password. As I said, the password will be 1234 because this is what I have used at the time of installation of my Workbench. That is the close of the connection string. Okay. Then to uh, get what we have in our database, we are going to use cursor object. We are going to create a cursor object by calling my connection. So my db, this is what the connection, my db dot cursor. MyDB.cursor. So let's close this, and then after this we are going to see what all things we have in our cursor. We have to execute the command by using cursor object. Okay, so the cursor object, that is what we have created. So cursor dot execute. So execute is the command that we are going to use for executing various SQL commands. Okay, so first I'm going to run show databases. Show databases. This is what the command that I'm going to use initially, and then whatever result we will get, that is what I need to display. So for x in cursor print x. So now whatever databases we have in my MySQL server, that everything will be shown. Okay, so let's save this as I said, we are going to save this as, let's say we are going to create one folder in this as mydb. So let's create a mydb folder, new folder, mydb. In this mydb we are going to create db1.py, db1.py. For simplicity I'm putting this into double quote and selecting files as all files. Now my db1.py file is created. Now let's open the command prompt. Let's go to that location, cd python. In that we have db demo my DB, and now inside my DB Python, and then db1.py. See here, execute. So now let's type python db1.py and enter. It will show us all the database tables, databases that is available, that is db1, mydb1, mydb2, mysql. These are nothing but different or various schemas that I have created in SQL server. Okay, so out of that we are going to select one, and then we are going to create a table inside that. Okay, so let's type another command. Okay, so cursor.execute, this is what I'm going to copy now. Okay, and this is what I'm going to print now here. So show databases. Okay, so the second next task that I'm going to do is show databases, and here I'm going to write a query for creating a table in db1 database. Okay, so in db1 database, so we will write create table student. Okay, and inside that what we want, let's say student id as integer, then we need name of the student, so name as, let's say, character 20, and let's say roll number, let's say class as character 10. So that's it. So let's use here semicolon, then double quote, close this execute command. Okay, so one more we need here, because this is character of this is bracket of character. Okay, so now the execute create table command is ready, but here one thing is important. Student table we are creating, but we are creating in which database, it is important. So db1 dot student, we have to select that database in which we have to create. Okay, so now that is what we have added. I said Control S, let's run this now, and now it is not showing any message to us that the table is created. So what we will do, we will go back to the SQL Workbench, and there we are going to see whether that table is added or not. So we are going in db1 schema. Let's refresh this. Okay, and db1 in table, see here student table is created. Is this clear? Okay. I hope now you can access the database created in MySQL Workbench. In next video tutorial, I will show other SQL queries on MySQL database in Python programming language. Thanks for watching this video.